Is the American dream fading away?
With home prices hitting another high, mortgage rate averages are hitting their highest level. Record rental prices across the United States.
Their home affordability as of this morning is at a 38-year low. There's no good options right now.
Are you feeling the squeeze of the housing market's iron grip? But what's driving this crisis, and how does it impact you? The United States might be facing its biggest housing bubble ever, marked by a staggering surge in prices and a drastic increase in rents, particularly over the last couple of years. Additionally, the current state of interest rates is reaching unprecedented levels, adding further complexity to the housing market dynamics. In just 8 years, from October 2015 to the present, average asking rent across U.S. major cities have increased by $766, hitting an average of $2,054 per month. I've never seen the housing market this bad. It's like a crazy situation, and many of us feel stuck and overwhelmed. Disclaimer, I'm not your financial guru. Seek wisdom from the pros before making money moves. This means it's becoming really tough for many folks to find a place they can afford. This staggering increase, coupled with a 15% rise since October 2021, paints a grim picture of affordability. In some places, like Naples, Florida, and a few other cities, the rent in 2023 is almost twice as much as it was in 2015. In San Francisco, the epicenter of this housing storm, the average monthly rent for a one-bedroom unit surpasses $2,900, while a two-bedroom demands nearly $3,900, a level of returns typically associated with bullish stock markets. Brace yourselves, America. We're diving headfirst into a housing crisis that's sending shockwaves through the nation. And it's not just about numbers, it's about the dreams and aspirations of hard-working folks getting shattered. The mortgage rates are soaring to a jaw-dropping 7.3%, a height we haven't seen in a whopping 23 years. It's not just a number, it's a financial earthquake shaking the very foundations of the American dream. Imagine being stuck in a maze of over-leverage, desperately trying to break into the housing market, only to be met with unattainable prices and mortgage roadblocks. The struggle is real, my friends. But wait, there's more. The rising tide of living costs is turning the American dream into a financial nightmare. Housing, food, childcare, it's like a triple punch to the gut, leaving individuals gasping for financial air.
Been on that job, I still can't do shit. I can't buy anything. I can't afford the rent these days.
The dream of homeownership is slipping away for many, leading to serious problems like potential homelessness and overwhelming debt. Even those fortunate enough to own a piece of the American dream find themselves in a nightmare as payments skyrocket, forcing some to sell. Consider the plight of young professionals aged 25 to 35, just starting their careers. The dream of homeownership feels distant as soaring home prices make saving for the down payment a formidable challenge each year. So, guess what? Home prices in the U.S. have shot up a whopping 50% since 2015. Florida's feeling it even more, with home prices doubling while wages are just inching up by 35%. It's like a game of catch-up that's getting tougher for people to win. Imagine this. A regular house in Miami is going for $700,000 to $800,000, and in San Francisco, it's a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Now, hold on tight because Zillow, the housing expert, is predicting that home values will shoot up by 5.8% in 2023. This is causing a real headache for people who dream of owning a home. Some are busting their guts to save up for the down payment, while others are playing the waiting game, scared to make a move in a market that might just throw a curveball and drop prices. Folks wanting to sell their homes are holding back, fearing the higher costs of moving and losing out on their sweet low-interest home loans. It's like a roller coaster of problems hitting the U.S. housing market. Now, picture this. The government seems a bit out of touch with how tough things are for regular folks. The changes they're talking about might help down the road, but lots of people are shouting, "We need something now." The stress on people's wallets and their mental health can't wait around for years. The cost of borrowing money for a home is on the rise. If you're looking at a $500,000 home, you're looking at shelling out a hefty $4,046 every month with the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate at 7.3%. Remember the good old days when interest rates were a sweet 2.6% during the COVID pandemic? Well, that was then, and now they've shot up to 7.3%. Ouch! It's making it tough for families. To snag a home in today's market, a family needs to be raking in around $114,000, but the average income is a lot less at $59,000, according to Forbes. That's a whopping $55,000 gap, and it's got everyone scratching their heads, wondering how on earth are people managing to buy or live in these super expensive homes? Turns out, many are playing the debt card, and that's a bit nerve-wracking. There just aren't enough homes being built to keep up with everyone wanting to buy. Between 2012 and 2022, there's a ginormous gap of 6.5 million homes. That means there's a screaming need for more houses to match the growing demand. This isn't just a big city crisis, it's spreading like wildfire to smaller towns where people are hunting for cheaper homes. This is making the supply problem even worse, causing trouble in new places. And here's a reality check: foreign investors aren't the main bad guys in this story. They only make up about 2.3% of real estate investments in the US. It's the locals, around 20%, including rich individuals using real estate investment trusts. Wait, there's more. The US government is splurging money and piling up a mountain of debt. This habit of leaning on debt is making a lot of people uneasy because the government keeps printing money to fund all sorts of projects. With all these money problems, people are being told to be super careful. Build up emergency funds, pay down debts, and don't make big financial commitments. It's like a survival guide for this ever-changing economic roller coaster. And if you're thinking of jumping into the housing market, experts say, hold on a sec. Some think it might be overpriced right now, so it's smart to keep an eye on the market for good rates and prices, especially if there are any distressed sales. But many are waving big red flags, saying, don't rush into buying in this expensive market. It's all about playing it smart with your money and being super careful in this wild and uncertain economic ride. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, be part of our community, and stay ahead of the game. And hey, if you're curious about this $1.5 trillion debt-fueled tsunami crashing into our commercial real estate shores, Warren Buffett himself is sounding the alarm. Check out this eye-opening video by clicking on the link if you want to know more. It's like a warning bell ringing in the distance,